I have never let schooling interfere with my education. I have never let schooling interfere with my education. With this quote from Mark Twain, I welcome you to another edition of this wonderful program on radio, Education Today. Education Today is a program that aims to call attention of the public to education matters as they affect the effective running of the educational system and the achievement of the educational goals. This comes on air every Saturday on this station on Light Radio.
Our goal is to Our goal is to educate, inform, orientate, and entertain society on educational matters, address issues affecting the educational system, influence public opinion, and, of course, drive effective educational policy directions to guide the formulators and implementers. For your comments, questions, and contributions, you can reach us on Facebook via www.facebook.com/lightradio, Twitter @TheLightRadio, Instagram light_radio, YouTube Light Radio. You can also call or send a message to us via SMS or WhatsApp on 0809 738 4000. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, the program continues. Please stay with us. If you just joined in, you are listening to Education Today on Light Radio. We kick off with the new segment with Aisha. Hello, Aisha.
Hello, Said.
Yeah, give us the news, please.
This is the news on Education Today, reaching you live from Light Radio. I am Aisha Hussein. First, the headlines. Ogun government shut schools, suspend principal over students' death. Lower your pride, learn a skill, NYSC Bauchi boss tell core members. Suspend industrial action, federal government begs NASU and SANU. And on the foreign scene, Chicago board school head ousted because of social media posts deemed anti-Semitic, misogynistic. Now the details. The Ogun State government has shut down Obada Grammar School, Obada Idiemi, over the death of Monday Arijo and SS2 students of the school. This followed the arrest and suspension of the teacher allegedly responsible for the death of the students on Friday last week as a result of corporal punishment. The principal of the school, Ms. Tamrat Onolapo, who was earlier issued a query for allowing corporal punishments to be used on people against the established rules and regulation in the state, has also been suspended. The closure of the school was based on the directive of the state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, who has also directed that a panel should be set up to investigate the circumstances that led to the unfortunate incidents. The governor has promised that those liable by the outcome of the investigation would be made to face the full wrath of the law. Representative of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has also visited the family of the late student. Bauchi State Coordinator of National Youth Corps Service, NYSC, Ms. Rifkatu Yakubu, has urged corps members to lower their pride and learn a skill to be self-employed and employers of labor. Yakubu made the call on Thursday in Bauchi during the distribution of Certificate of National Service to the 2023 batch C-Stream 2 corps members in the state. Yakubu said that the call become necessary in view of scarcity of white-collar jobs. She commended those who were able to learn a skill during the service year and tasked them to effectively build on it for maximum benefit. Furthermore, Yakub urged the outgoing corps members to be good ambassadors and remain focused on their positive ambition. A total of 1,710 corps members, comprising 1,085 males and 625 females, received their Certificate of National Service at the ceremony. The federal government on Thursday met with the Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Education and Associated Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, with an appeal to the leadership of the union to suspend the ongoing strike action. Federal universities across the country were on Monday shut by SANU and NASU following an indefinite strike by the two unions to protest failure of the government to pay them 4 months of their salaries that were withheld during the 2022 strike by the university workers. Addressing journalists after the meeting in Abuja, the former Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, who was mandated by the new Minister of Education, Dr. Chundi Alausa, to chair the meeting, explained that efforts were ongoing to resolve the issues raised by the unions. It said the government was taking a holistic approach to the matter and discussions have reached an advanced stage to meet their demands. Furthermore, Dr. Sununu gave assurances that the government was committed to a stable educational system and finding a lasting solution to the lingering crisis. The Oyo State government has reopened 23 schools after 10 years they were shut over boundary crisis in Ibadan. The schools were reopened after a meeting between Oyo State Deputy Governor Barrister Abdulrahim Adebayo Lawal and the relevant stakeholder in Ibadan on Thursday. Lawal, who is also chairman of the State Boundary Committee, charged the chairman of the 4 local governments to ensure security and peace in their domain. The deputy governor, who led the top Oyo government functionaries on an inspection tour of the school on Wednesday, emphasized the value of education for students and said it is wrong that the school has been closed for almost 12 years. He noted that the current administration will not tolerate children's inactivity, pointing out that the shutdown had greatly affected the growth and development of children in the community. And on the foreign scene, the president of Chicago School Board resigned Thursday, just a week after he was appointed because of social media posts deemed anti-Semitic, anti-women, and leading credence to a conspiracy theory about 9/11 terrorist attack. The Reverend Mitchell Johnson resignation came at the request of Mayor Brandon Johnson. In a statement released by the mayor, he said Reverend Mitchell Johnson's statements were not hurtful but deeply disturbing. I want to be clear. Anti-Semitic, misogynistic, and conspirational statements are unacceptable. Mitchell Johnson was appointed president just a week ago. He was among 7 board members tabbed earlier this month by Brandon Johnson, after former member of board managing the nation's 3rd largest school district resigned en masse. Media reports have turned up social media posts by Mitchell Johnson that showed him agreeing that the 9/11 terror attack on the New York and elsewhere were an inside job. The mayor's statement came just hours after Governor J.B. Pititska demanded Mitchell Johnson's outside. Pititska this week had criticized the vetting process the mayor used in selecting the board president. The former board chosen by the mayor just months after he took office in 2023 quit rather than join a struggle that the mayor has had with schools. CEO Pedro Martinez over issues including how to close budget gaps. Martinez was appointed by Brandon Johnson's predecessor, and Martinez has refused to resign. That's all on the news for today, but before we go, we'll take another look at the major stories. Ogun government shut schools, suspend principal over students' death. Lower your pride, learn a skill, NYSC Bauchi busted core members. Suspend industrial action, federal government begs NASU, SANU. And on the foreign scene, Chicago School Board head ousted because of social media posts deemed anti-Semitic. That's the news. It was compiled by Nima Ibrahim and edited by OLUBUNMI KAZEEM. For coverage of your educational events, seminars, conference, fairs, competition, among others, you can call us on 07025074268, or you can send us mail via educationmediaservice@gmail.com. I am Aisha Hussein. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
methane CH4 emitted from agriculture, notably from livestock, waste in landfills, and natural gas extraction. Methane has a higher warming potential than CO2 over short timescales. Nitrous oxide N2O is generated mainly by agricultural practices, particularly the use of synthetic fertilizers, and also by industrial processes and the burning of fossil fuels. Ozone O3, while beneficial in the upper atmosphere where it blocks harmful ultraviolet radiation, ozone at the ground level is a potent greenhouse gas and an air pollutant. Fluorinated gases, also called F gases, are synthetic gases and include hydrofluorocarbons HFCs, perfluorocarbons PFCs, and sulfur hexafluoride SF6 used in industrial applications. They have a high global warming potential and can persist in the atmosphere for centuries. Water vapor H2O, though is naturally occurring, water vapor is also a greenhouse gas and amplifies the greenhouse effect by trapping additional heat. Its concentration depends largely on temperature. Human activities are the primary contributors to the increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Key sources include fossil fuel combustion, the burning of coal, oil, and natural gas for energy in power plant, transportation, and industrial operations is one of the primary sources of greenhouse gases, and of course, global climate change. Deforestation and land use changes, such as clearing forests, reduces CO2 absorption, while land use changes release carbon stored in vegetation and the soil. In agriculture, livestock farming produces methane, and the use of nitrogen-based fertilizers releases nitrous oxide in large quantities. In industrial processes, manufacturing processes, especially in cement, steel, and chemical industries, emit significant amount of CO2 and other GHGs, which has, of course, forced manufacturing companies to look for alternatives. Waste management, such as landfills, produce methane from decomposing organic waste, and waste incineration releases CO2 and other pollutants. Increased greenhouse gas concentrations have led to several environmental and societal impacts with far-reaching consequences. At the top, we have global warming, which is defined as the average global temperature increase. It has been observed that the global temperature has increased averagely by 1.1 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial period due to rising greenhouse gas levels. Sea levels rise, which is caused by temperature increase, melting polar ice caps, and of course causing sea levels to rise, which threatens coastal communities and ecosystems. Extreme weather events. Higher greenhouse gas levels contribute to extreme events like heat waves, droughts, heavy rainfall, and hurricanes. Biodiversity loss. Ecosystems and species struggle to adapt to rapidly changing climate, leading to biodiversity decline. And finally, there are also health risks, which are caused by higher temperatures and poor air quality that worsen respiratory issues, spread vector-borne diseases, and increase heat-related illnesses. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is critical for mitigating climate change. Efforts to decrease GHGs include renewable energy transition, which is, of course, shifting from fossil fuels to solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal energy sources, energy efficiencies, electrification of transportation, carbon capture and storage (CCS), and, of course, sustainable land use practices such as deforestation, soil management, and reduced deforestation, which helps sequester carbon. To address the global challenge of GHG emissions, countries have developed international agreements, including the Paris Agreement 2015, a legally binding accord where countries commit to limiting global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius, ideally 1.5 degrees Celsius. This is the most popular agreement related to climate. Of course, we have the Kyoto Protocol of Japan and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. Key statistics on